I met Tony about 3 years ago. He introduced a flip to me. I wasn't sure about Tony. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? What does he want? And everything he was telling me, it just seemed at first too good to be true. I'm like, no. So you have a property that I can buy on my own. You're going to let me be the agent on it as well as a teaser to get me in. Ever since that day, it's clicked with Tony and I. Like we've just been able to bounce ideas off of one another. He sends me leads left, right, and center. I am now at a point where I can flip not just for myself, but also for my investor. Before, I could only move as fast as the flips I turned around. I'm at a point now where I have an investor who can buy a lot more properties. Along with myself, I can only buy one or two properties. I have another investor who can buy 4, 5 properties. So now we're at a point where, hey, let's put the accelerator on. Basil, if you run into any properties, I will buy them from you. I will be your buyer all day long. And hey, you can even be my agent on both sides of the transaction. I just want the house because I know that when I buy the house and fix it up, I, as an agent, will be selling it and I know I'll be making a profit on it. We're buying it at such a good price point that I've been racking my brains trying to find other properties to flip right now. I'm out and about in Lakeland looking for properties this morning, and I just can't find any as good as what Tony sends my way. And that's because this process, it's one of the reasons that I wanted to learn this process. Like, there's no better way to buy property than doing it this way. I've gone to the auctions. We've in fact had a way of comparing what happens on the auction versus what happens when I can buy from Tony. Once we had a property come through and Tony said, hey, look, you can pick this property up for 120 right now. Otherwise, it's going to foreclosure and it's going on the auction block next week. I'm like, I don't know. That seems like a high number, Tony. Trust me. Sure enough, the auction comes. I'm like, oh, I think I'm cool. Oh, I can pick this up for 110. Before I blink, the auction has gone up to like 135, 140 for that house. And you're like, who the heck is paying for this? That's when you realize what Tony's doing, the system that he's providing, we're picking it up at nearly 50 cents on the dollar compared to all the garbage that's out there right now, selling at 65, 75 cents on the dollar. There's just not enough juice left to be squeezed going the regular route nowadays. Going through this short sale route is where the money's at for everybody. And I grew up in Keller Williams world. Keller Williams, one of the best training programs. And one of the top things that they say is create a win-win-win situation for everyone. Having worked with Tony and realizing that that's all he does, he finds a win for the bank, he finds a win for the homeowner, he finds a win for the investor, and he finds a win for himself. Like that's poetry. Like I don't know what other profession that allows us to do that. And everyone is happy at the end of the day because the homeowner gets to get out of a burden that they just can't handle. And me as an investor, hey, I want to get paid. And I want to get paid as an agent as well. And that's one of the biggest reasons I signed up for Tony's class is I want to do this. And Basil, I'll even buy your properties. Whatever you can come up with, I will buy them because I know that I can fix them and flip them, or I can turn them around by doing very little work to them and reselling it on the market.